What's up, everybody? This is Jay. Welcome to another week of the J Mo Show. I appreciate you all for coming through. The Undoing, this last episode, crazy, crazy, crazy. I mean, did the kid do it? I mean, what's going on? We're going to get into that a little later. Also, this movie Underwater that I saw that just came out, released rather, on HBO with Christian Stewart and TJ Miller and some stuff. I'll talk a little bit about that later. And I got a special guest here going to join me tonight. And we're going to talk about some different topics and things as well for everybody. He's a YouTuber. His channel is Cigar Talk, and I'm going to bring him on up. And hey, brother, how you doing?
Pretty fair for a square, brother. How about yourself?
Hey, I'm hanging in there, fighting with a short stick, but I'm still fighting. That's what counts.
Hey, that's what matters.
Hey, that's right. But go ahead and tell everybody a little bit about your channel and what you got going on.
Yeah, appreciate that. I host something called the Cigar Talk podcast, and I primarily broadcast on Facebook, and then I share the audio on YouTube. I also have audio available on Spotify and iTunes. I'm pretty much everywhere, man. And I cover topics that are meaningful to me, man. I'm kind of all over the place. A lot of the time I do like mental health related topics, like hypnotherapy. I did a episode with a doctor friend of mine. I've done a black business resource series with a bunch of other black professionals like myself that where we talk about the stigma around black owned businesses, and also did a separate episode where we shared like resources that up and coming black entrepreneurs can leverage to their advantage. I did a misogyny series with some friends of mine where we unpacked the whole how we kind of like nurture the idea of misogyny from a young age based on our conditioning. And I've been doing this for like 3 years. I've been pumping it pretty consistently through the COVID pandemic specifically, man. I must have put up like 50 videos and like consistently probably over the last 6 or 7 months, something like that. Wow. So we're having fun with it, and I appreciate all my supporters. So
hey, no problem. You got some people over here thinking you I'll be sure over here, man. That's a good thing. Throwback moment over there. You know what I'm saying?
If you want more, if you want to see more of this, just find me at Cigar Talk Podcast on Instagram, baby.
That's right. Right. I just posted your link to your channel as well.
Thank you.
In the comments. So
I appreciate that.
Go ahead and check it out if you all want to check it out. And also, let me get a couple of these comments. Hey, Sally, how you doing? Christian, what's up? How you doing? Says Whitney. Hey, Whitney, how you doing? I appreciate you all for coming through. Cocoa Butter, how you doing? Coco, what's up? Cash Money, everybody, what's good? Sally Ann, thank you so much for your support on the show. I appreciate it. And every little bit helps, to keep the show going, and also, reinvest, try to make a better show for everybody. So everybody, we appreciate it. And, I'm going to start helping to bring in a little more YouTubers and more people, and we can all grow together. So, we share the links, everybody can grow. We can all, build our own network, TV network, you know what I mean?
Facts.
So, hey.
And remember, everybody, the more we make, the more we can give back.
Hey, that's truth right there. That's truth. We always depending on somebody else to help out because they got all the money. But if we all make something happen, then we can do stuff with our money and our stuff going on. So, let's make it happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we got at least $1 trillion in the market out there. It's just, we decide how we use it, how we spend it, how do we invest it.
Easy. Now, I do a mix up on Sundays. I don't really do too much heavy stuff on Sundays. Friday to Friday plus I do some Sunday. Some heavy topics. But so since I do it a little light before we get into talking about the undoing and underwater, I'm going to tell you now, we all have had to blow our nose or wipe our nose before. That's just something humans do. But what is the proper etiquette is what I want to know. You blow, and you're supposed to fold that part and then use the opposite part, I thought. Am I wrong?
That was my understanding. That's how I was taught.
Well, I got this video clip I'm gonna show right here, and you all tell me what you think of this clip right here. Obviously somebody missed it somewhere. So let's see. I'm gonna share this screen.
Yeah.
I done clicked on the wrong thing for a second. Hold on. All right, here we go. This is on Instagram. Now, this is Rudy Giuliani. That's the wrong thing right here. Hold on.
Was this the same? Is this when he was leaking, or is this a separate thing?
You got so many, I don't know.
He got so many viral moments, man.
Right. But here he go right here. He got to wipe his nose, and this is what he chose to do. So he wiping. That's the dirty side. Now that's the dirty side.
Yeah.
Now look, he folded.
He folds it the other way.
Oh no, he folded with the dirty side out. They put it in his mouth.
Oh. He got booger lips.
Booger lips. I know what they say when you a kid.
Oh shit!
He never got. Oh, he still like that sweet taste.
Oh,
everybody, natural Carmex.
Everybody likes their own brand, you know. It's like smelling your own farts.
Ooh, that's steak. I need to change my diet.
It's like that cocaine tastes good. I'm gonna mix with the boogers, man.
Right.
That was hilarious.
You got people like CJ only blow their nose in the shower, mix it with the water, let it just run all down, moisturize his chest.
Or if you build up enough steam, you can just close one nostril and go.
Right,
and it'll go straight to the towel. You know, it's like when you're a little kid and you pee in the shower. It's like you don't think nothing of it.
No.
Like it's all going to the same place.
For real, it all go down. It all go down. Lakeisha, you ain't like that. That ain't how you supposed to wipe your nose. I don't know. I mean, that's Rudy Giuliani. He would know, right? He know better than everybody else.
I mean, he took down the American Italian mafia, man. So I guess he knows a thing or two about boogers and blowing his nose properly.
You're right.
You know? Shit.
Yeah, that was gross.
He wiped his nose with his own people at one point.
Right. I got another one. It ain't Rudy. Thankfully, it ain't no Rudy Duty. But
man.
Now we all be trying to put on now because of the pandemic. We may have lost how we get dressed and everything. You know, everybody used to get nice when they go out and stuff. And so now you may be slipping. And you may think you still got it going on. And this is one example I'm going to show you. Now, how should she act and how should this have been handled? Let's see. You out in the mall chilling, thinking you looking good. You ain't been out in a while, and this is how you looking. Her panties, she got it all up the crack of her butt. Between her, not her panties, her dress. And she didn't know. I let it play. Look and check it. Somebody came up and said your dress stuck between your butt cheeks. You got a loose booty, girl. It just catch everything up in there like that. Right. Like a paper clip.
Seriously, it's the trap.
The trap.
It's the trap. Don't fall for the trap.
Right.
What else is in there? It's like it makes you wonder, you know. That's like so. That reminds me when I used to go out when I was younger, man. And I remember this one girl. She was drunk as a skunk. She slipped on the ground, and you know you could see all the peaks and valleys because she wasn't wearing no underwear. Right. It's like, something about white girls and no drawers in public, man. I don't know.
I don't know what's up with that. I mean, we're just free. It's there, just the breeze.
Blondes in particular, yeah. Like it ain't a pandemic out here. You better wrap that thing in bubble wrap or dental dam or something.
Right. Whitney said how she ain't feel that fabric. Her booty must have been wet. And the dress got stuck to it. She had quicksand.
Ah, man.
Yeah, that was rough right there.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I could see that. That's pretty gross.
Man. Nah.
That ain't it.
No, definitely. Now, sometimes, we all as guys like to play and scare our girls and do whatever. But this particular video, it worked a little too good. And he had to play it off like he was scared and didn't know what happened. Because if he would have lapsed, he would have beat his ass. Here we go. Take a look at this one right here. It worked too good. And you got to be careful what you do with certain people when they from the hood because they don't play. Here you go right here. So they inside the shopping mall or whatever, Walmart or whatever, and he about to play a prank on his girl. Let's see.
Okay. What the? So
she didn't know for cover. Yeah, playing is gonna play it. He had to play it off and act like he didn't know. Look.
Ah, man.
She's straight fast.
Cool. I've been seeing more videos like this of dudes just playing cruel tricks on their women. Like there's this one like this dude, I guess he's like an R&B singer or something, man. His girlfriend was asleep in the bed, and he brings this big old speaker onto the bed, and then he sings Maxwell into it and says, "You're late for work." This is loud as
She got up, ran, thought she was late.
Right. She's not only late, but she's pissed at him for bringing this big old amp up against her ear and waking her up that way.
Right. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
I mean, she stayed with him after that, so I guess he's doing something right.
Hey.
Gotta laugh.
Something. He done made sure that she ain't had to punch in no time soon or something. Made her feel a little better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, this show that The Undoing on HBO. I'm talking about this last episode. Change it up for a second. So The Undoing, for those who aren't familiar, is a new show, a limited series on HBO. It has Nicole Kidman and also what is his name? Hugh Grant. And so, and I'll show you guys a little something right here. I can't really share.
Mr. Charmingly befuddled Hugh Grant.
Right.
Mr. Notting Hill.
Yeah. He's aged a lot since those days. I was watching this episode thinking, damn, man. He is wrinkled up like I don't know what.
Shit. Looking like the queen out here.
Right. He's more wrinkled than the cheap suit in his warehouse.
It must be something about that Earl Grey tea, man. It's not kind to your skin or something.
Right.
It already got bad. It already kills your teeth. You see with the English people in their teeth.
Man, they don't worry about the dentist too much. I know that much.
They ain't got no turmeric or no whatchamacallit, no sea moss gel out there or nothing. It's just like maybe it's that fog, maybe it's the weather too,
Man.
They don't age well out there.
Yeah, but this show right here, so for those who don't know, so they were married, and then eventually she finds out that he was cheating, and there was this woman that was entering their little circle or whatever, and find out that woman actually had a relationship with her husband. She had no idea that was going on, and then the woman is dead. So now they're trying to find out who did it. Was it her husband? Was it the woman's husband? They even got a footage of her walking down the street around the crime scene. So nobody knows who did it. But Hugh Grant, he fled, ran after everything happened. So he's the one that looks guilty. Now, this latest episode is really crazy, especially when you get to the end of it. And so let's see, we'll go down this latest episode. It shows that they got to the trial and everything going on, and so they're trying to help Hugh Grant get off, basically. And we kind of learn a little bit that he's a sociopath as well. And his parents, his mother even said, when his 4-year-old sister died, he didn't even act like nothing happened type stuff. And it was his fault that it happened. And, he act like nothing happened or whatever. So he is a sociopath in a way. And so the very end, like the woman was a sculptor and she had a sculpting hammer, and that's her head was destroyed like into mush with a sculpting hammer. Brutal, right? And so they haven't been able to find this sculpting hammer.
That's some passionate shit right there.
Exactly. So they saying, and then she had a baby who was actually Hugh Grant's baby, but she was married to another dude, and he thought it was his baby. So it's a lot of mess and drama going on. Okay. And so then at the very end, they got a son, Hugh Grant, and what you call it? Got a son. Right, Nicole Kidman have a son. And so he's kind of trying to keep stuff together. He don't know. He trying to decide, is the dad guilty? He let something out this episode to his mom that he saw his dad with the woman talking when he went to the school one day, and that he kind of knew what was going on, but he didn't, like, they wasn't kissing or nothing, but like, you know, as an instinct, he knew they probably was doing something. And sloppy. Right. And dad saw him though and waved at him and smiled, like, and he said he kind of felt like he was helping if he didn't say nothing, like bro code.
Man, what happened to Hugh Grant? He used to be so smooth, so suave.
Well, that's what he's kind of playing on though, because he's got that suave smoothness. So don't nobody know if he really did it. He got the wife falling back in love with him. Then she find out he full of it. Then she see this. Then she don't know that. He got the attorney thinking, man, you got that magical thing. You can make people believe anything, can't you? He's a doctor, but he was fired for 3 months ago for messing around with her because he's a children's doctor. Her son had children's cancer. He helps the child get better, and then he gives the mom a prescription of vitamin D. Right. And he gets fired, but he never told his wife he fired. Exactly. He been going to work every day as if he still has this job, but he don't work there. He's been lying to his wife and kid every day, leaving to go to work, coming home. He don't have a job. He's a liar. And so the shocking thing at the end of this episode is that she finds the missing hammer, the murder weapon, in her son's violin case. And the son kind of wake up in the bed and see her, and then they kind of lock eyes, and she like,
right.
So like, right. So you know what I'm saying? Now I'm wondering, did the son do it? Or is he trying to be on bro code and helping his dad hide the murder weapon?
That reminds me of that J. Cole song, Never Told. You remember that song?
Yeah.
The end, his daddy was talking to him like, hey, man, men don't speak another man's business, now do they? All right. Yeah, you don't tell your mama everything. Okay, be a man then.
That's true, though. But now you hiding the murder weapon, though. And you a kid. He's only like 12 or 13. You gonna have your 12, 13 year. If it was, we was all in it. Like you hiding the murder weapon of you murdered your mistress.
Yeah,
that's a deep entanglement.
Right.
You know. Now, if somebody tries to do something to us and we hid the murder weapon, that's different.
Yeah, that's pretty twisted.
Yeah. Now, CJ, he say we hit daddy. Yeah, he do. He was even trying to talk about how they can still have, because she's a psychiatrist, and so he like, well, you know, you tell patients after different things that they can still get back together and they can still have the family back together. So
that's why
we can get back together.
Mommy's a shrink. His pops is a pediatrician, so he knows how to manipulate the system. just naturally. Okay,
and they rich.
Of course.
And Donald Sutherland is in this, and he basically is Daddy Warbucks. I mean, it was a $2 million bail.
Sutherland. He's so great at being despicable, man. I bet he's just like the cliche rich asshole that's just like, okay, son, this is how we're gonna clean this up.
CJ said this is like Power with Tariq, Ghost, and Tasha. I don't know about that.
I don't know. Tariq ain't that smooth, man. He's working on it.
Right. No, I mean, it is an interesting dynamic with the father, son, and wife, but Power isn't written this way.
Right.
You know, it's just not as good. But this is a limited series. This couldn't go on for 6 years either.
Right. It's just like it's a whodunit, you know, stretched out over like what 5 or 6 episodes or something.
Right. And that's actually a little easier to do in a way.
Yeah. I like miniseries, man, because like they stick to the story. They came there with a particular point they wanted to get across. They want to introduce you to these characters. They take their time with developing them because you get like 5 or 6 hours to really get to know them. And it has a beginning, middle, and an end. With a show like Power, that's like a serial,
right?
Like so much external, you know, things happen that change the course of the show as it gets more successful. And you can't wonder why shows like become, you know, you become less enchanted with the later, you know, version of the show than they did in the beginning, because it's a different show, you know, like the showrunners are more successful, you got a bigger audience, you constantly have to top yourselves, then you have to like make sure that none of the storylines get leaked, and then you may or may not have to make some course corrections there.
Plus killing off people, then you losing talent.
Right. Well, the talent, I was going to say, you know, sometimes actors fall out with the showrunners in the studios, or, you know, they have some personal situations come up, or, you know, somebody on set gets pregnant, then they try to write around it, you know, like what they did with Tasha's character in season 4. Like they did everything they could to hide Notori's pregnancy. So, you know, you see Tasha sitting down a lot and hiding behind a lot of tables and stuff like that for a lot of scenes, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
It's true. That is a good point. So, you know, it's a lot that goes into doing that long term.
Yeah. Now I'm should I be scared to watch this with my wife? You tell me.
Nah. Unless you you got to be having some undoing that's about to be discovered.
Not
at all. No, ain't nothing to watch about that. Worry about that. I did have another thing that I had set up, but for some reason I can't find it right now. I don't know what happened with it, but
it's cool.
Maybe I'll be able to.
Nicole Kidman's getting more work lately. She's doing a lot of HBO stuff now.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, she kind of fell off the face of the earth for a little while after that divorce. Well, but she's still been working on it. She's just like not like Hollywood now, you know.
Yeah, I mean, it's smart. A lot of movie actors have been doing TV roles and series roles, and you know, even Jim Carrey had that one show, Kidding, that's on, and it's on Showtime, and like we haven't seen Jim Carrey in a long time.
Yeah, I like. I just got reacquainted with Jim Carrey. I watched that Sonic the Hedgehog movie like a few weeks back, and I was like, "This is vintage Jim Carrey, man. He's just so in his bag. This is '90s Jim Carrey right here." I was there for it.
I just found what I was looking for. So what made me think about that, what this article I'm about to bring up, is that you were saying about how the difficulties of making, you know, series for years, and sometimes even the actors have fallen outs and things. And so this is a story that just came out about Power that I was gonna do a video on, and it's about Omari Hardwick, and they're saying that Omari Hardwick, is accused of plotting to have Joseph Sikora removed from Power because he lost his job. And they say that he was arguing with fans on social media. So he's probably upset. They're saying in this article that he was fired, and he mad that Joseph Sikora, Tommy, still goes on. And they said that they talk about before a lot of stuff he got to do. Like this, of course, is his most successful thing.
Right. Yeah, made his career.
I mean, definitely. Yeah. They say Courtney Kemp right here spoke on her decision about what happened, and she said people aren't going to like me because it's over. She was saying about having Ghost get killed, and she's saying people wanted Ghost to have a happy ending, and you know, she just felt uncomfortable having had a character do so many horrible things and being so unrepentant and not having him get punished for it, which of course most people saw Ghost as repentant from episode 1. He never
Right.
wanted
But
to get out. She
yeah, but
sees him
there are no good
unrepentant.
guys in power, though. You know,
There wasn't any good guys, but he was repentant. He wanted to get out from the
yeah,
first
he
episode.
tried several times to get out
Yeah,
of the grief, man.
and
They
he
kept
tried
throwing him
to
back in.
avoid doing horrible things. Sometimes it seems like she didn't watch the show.
Yeah. Well, that's a weird thing because we know, like, so in listening to Courtney Kemp discuss the show, like, it's very close to her heart, obviously, because Ghost is modeled after her father. And every time she discusses Ghost and then her father, like, I wonder exactly um, how the relationship was, when he passed away. Because, like, this is an extension of yourself. You're putting you're putting yourself into these characters, and then you do, your leading man so dirty the way they did, and did that character so dirty. It makes me wonder, like, did she have like a like a tumultuous relationship with her father?
Right. Yeah,
And
and she actually said in interviews that the show Tariq is actually her, and that Ghost is actually her father. The relationship part, except for the drug dealing and the killing part.
right.
But the animosity, the tension, and different things, the love, hate,
Yeah,
whatever.
and his dapperness,
Right.
how he cared about his appearance and all that.
Now, this article is saying that. Now, he was saying that, and he has said this before, but during the press for Spell, he was saying that he had a different vision on how Ghost should die, similar to Denzel on Man on Fire.
Right.
He, gave his life or whatever, and then Joseph Sikora said, "No, then I kill myself," type stuff too.
Right,
That's
it's
what
supposed to
they
be like a
thought.
Romeo and Juliet kind of thing.
Something like that, yeah. Now, right here it says that some fans caught wind of Hardwick's recent comments and took to social media. They said that the Spell actor didn't take too kindly to their opinions, and he apparently had time to address them. And he said he really believes this ghost hype. That's what one user commented. Tommy ain't that type. To which the actor responds, "No, you do. I simple offered a creative thought from season 2 and where we were in the story. Man, y'all hilarious." So he has this tweet, "Can't live without Ghost," and Tommy takes his life and he falls on top of the body of Ghost. That's what he was saying he thought should happen. And so people think, they tried to twist it like, well, since you ain't here, Tommy shouldn't be here. That's what you think?
Yeah. Just my estimation of Amari, man, he doesn't seem like that kind of dude.
Right.
To be that kind of vindictive. Like, he made it very clear that he was not happy with how things concluded with his character and everything, and how he pretty much got forced out of that franchise. And it's understandable, man, especially when you're an actor. And
because he didn't even show up on that talk show thing they had.
Nah, he
was
very removed. Yeah, he was talking about, well, you shooting a movie elsewhere. I'm like, yeah, what movie? It wasn't Spell, man. His hair was different.
Spell only took a month.
Yeah, like, it was. I think I'm sure they shot that stuff like way before the stuff had aired, or at least Amari's part anyway. But you could tell he wasn't very pleased with that whole thing. He wasn't displeased enough to be a complete hater, but you could tell he didn't really like want to support it, but so much either. It was pretty obvious.
Yeah, people like to try to get stuff going on Instagram too. Like, they tried to have him going back and forth, and they saying, "Boy, bye. Don't be trying. Boy, bye. Don't be trying to put your side no yaga. You can't come back."
Yeah, that's another thing I appreciate about Amari, man. He got time for the haters, man. He'll clap back at you.
Now I do got
a few bars.
Oh, it's showing that my camera is off. I didn't even know that. Hold on.
I thought you were like lighting a bliggity or something. You just wanted to be off camera.
Nah. Do that before and after.
Attaboy.
Louisiana boy, what's up? You say if I were to make my own series, I wouldn't kill off my main character. I mean, yeah, I mean that's the traditional way, but they've been flipping it and have had some success, like Game of Thrones.
Mm-hmm.
Now, actually, yeah, but now Louisiana boy, you got a really good point that I'm gonna bring up, and I'm gonna mention this while I'm pulling this article up. So, are you guys familiar with the actor Ryan Phillippe?
Ryan Phillippe or Phillippe,
Phillippe.
From Cruel Intentions. He's married to Reese Witherspoon back in the day. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
So he was also in Crash as the second cop.
Yep. Yeah,
I just saw
uncontrollable flatulence guy.
Yeah, and then he shot Lorenz Tate. He shot Governor Tate.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And pushed him on the car
with the bobblehead.
Right. You only needed a ride. You shot him and pushed him out, and then pulled off, then burned the car. You dirty anyway.
Right. After spending the entire movie, clashing with his racist partner.
Right. Then you killed the guy from racism.
Right.
That movie is amazing.
It
just showed how
great cast.
Yeah, and how people get it wrong with the racism stuff. It's just
Terrence was being Terrence. Get out of my car, man. Get out of my car.
You won't shoot me, man. Go ahead, shoot me, man. I'm ready to die, man. You almost got that Terrence down good right there, boy.
Oh yeah. I've had a lot of time to practice.
Yeah. You got the hair down like he had it too for a minute. Tattoo, boy. You on the road, boy. We might have to do a spoof on Empire, man.
I need some hazel contacts, and I'll be in there.
Hey, for real. If I was able to get there, we'd have to film a little spoof and have you cut. Look here, Mike.
Yeah, I might be able to be passable. Like he's from Cleveland too, isn't he?
I'm not sure where he's from.
I think he's from Cleveland. I'm in Cleveland.
Right.
So that's interesting. But yeah. I mean, I grew up watching these movies, man. And what's up, man? Look here, man.
So Ryan Phillippe, he was about to be in this new show.
Okay.
And they've been promoting, hey, watch this new show, this, that, and the other. Come see the show. And then the next thing you know, he get killed in the very first episode of this new show. The first episode. I'm trying to find, let's see, here's his credits.
Yeah, these shows, man, they get too caught up in trying to subvert expectations to the point where they just write
I think it's with Big Sky. It's the show Big Sky. Yeah.
Okay.
And so this show, Big Sky, he's even on the promotion material.
Yeah.
The poster. Yeah. He's on the poster. They promoting, he's the main person. Don't nobody know the other people as well. And they killed him in the very first episode. And now everybody is complaining about this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
And they got 9 more episodes to go. Like nobody.
They're probably tuning in to watch him, man. You know, like they used his image to promote the show, and then they just whacked him on the pilot.
Right. See, they trying to do reverse engineering. So you're so mad that happened, you want to watch the rest of the show to see who did it.
People are too people, generally speaking, people are more fickle these days. They might be mad enough just to stop watching the show in some cases, but right now I'll give it a 50-50 shot because people are so desperate for new content with the shooting and everything slowing down. Some new content, it's few and far in between, and next year isn't going to be much better. So I don't know, we'll see. But they should have did what Game of Thrones did when they killed off of Sean Bean's character. At least they waited to the end of the season. You know, it was it was more
dramatic too.
Yeah, because you got acquainted with that character, you had a relationship with that character, and you weren't expecting what happened to happen. And then you're like, okay, this is not like other shows. Like nobody's safe.
Yeah,
I'll check out season 2. Okay,
and they also benefited from being the first ones to do it. Also, you know, now you can't try to do it because everybody gonna say you trying to be like Game of Thrones or whatever the case.
Yeah, well, everybody wants to kill their leading man, whether it's Breaking Bad or Game of Thrones or Power Now, 24. They killing Jack Bauer. They'd kill him and bring him back to life and kill him again and bring him back to life.
Oh, that's what they did with Jack Bauer? I didn't know they killed him and brought him back to life.
Oh man, they made a mockery of his mortality through that show. I love that show, by the way. But in the second season,
my dad loved 24.
Yeah, I was a huge fan.
Queefer Sutherland.
Yeah, Donald's boy.
Right.
Yeah, his heart stopped during like a torture scene in the middle of the second season. So he was clinically dead for like a couple minutes, and they brought him back. They resuscitated him. There was another case where he got kidnapped by the Chinese at the end of season 5, and then they tortured him for 18 months, and they brought him back, and all of a sudden he's back in action. And it's all within like the.
Yeah, he was a spy or something, right?
Yeah, he was an anti-terrorist dude. He was a highly trained special ops dude. That always gets caught up in these really extreme situations. And the show started at a time, it was actually it aired like a couple months after 9/11. They actually, in the pilot episode, they had a scene where an airplane was exploded, right? And that show, and they had to change that a little bit. Yeah, they had to push it back a couple months and reshoot some things because it was just too, it was too on the nose.
Yeah,
that was a good show, though. I mean, the first 5 seasons were pretty good. Seasons 1, seasons 2, season 3 were terrific. Season 4 was okay. Season 5 was fire. Season 6 was trash. Season 7 was better. Season 8 was better. And then
so why was season 6 trash? What's that season 6 apart?
It was just creatively kind of stale. They were kind of treading similar ground. And at this point, like, you've seen Jack Bauer, beat up and shoot and kill so many terrorists flagrantly. Well, not flagrantly, but he disarmed nuclear. He beat nuclear weapons and all sorts of different like terrorist types. So by season 6, they kind of like tried to make it a little more personal and involve like some backstory on Jack and his family. And it turns out that he came from this rich family, and he decided at some point that he didn't want to run his father's company, so he split and went off to the army, and became his own man and all that. And then it turns out his father is actually behind some of the terrorist attacks that happened that day. It just seemed like it was a little lazy, so it just wasn't as good as it could have been. And plus they were setting off like nuclear explosions all over not Atlanta, but Los Angeles, like all over the place. Yeah, like big mushroom cloud bombs and everything. Like they were just like throwing everything but the kitchen sink at it. And even the showrunners at the time admitted that it wasn't creatively their best work. And at the end of that season, that was one of the better endings or one of the better season finales, because it left Jack at a crossroads. Like, what is he going to do? Because he had finally reached his breaking point where he didn't want to just do it anymore. He was tired of killing people and fighting for the government that pretty much gave him, their ass to kiss after he saved the day over and over again. And it was really bleak. So the last scene was him just like looking out onto the sunset after he almost killed the Secretary of Defense or whatever. And then
I see he got a big ass beard in the first episode.
Yeah,
of season 6.
Yeah. That's when they retrieved him from China.
He had the Kung flu. Okay, he had the Kung flu.
It's the China virus. Okay,
it was beautiful. It was a beautiful day. A beautiful rescue.
He's a good guy, great guy, Jack Bauer. I've never met him. I've heard great things about him, though.
Don't know him. Never met him.
Yeah, so it was still good television. Season 6. It just wasn't my favorite season out of all of them. Seasons, and plus, every season up until that point had been set in LA, and it was getting kind of stale from a setting perspective. So
they do 24 episodes a season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like the 24, they do 24 episodes. Mm-hmm. Why is it called? I thought it was called 24 because he had like 24 hours to get something done or something.
Yeah, every episode was 1 hour in a day in the narrative, in the story. So it was supposed to be like a real time kind of thing, which they
because they used to show the clock ticking.
Right.
Ding, ding.
Right.
I remember that.
That's what I liked about it, because it was based off of the premise of it was based off of a German film called Run Lola Run that was supposed to be set like similarly, and everything happened in one day. So it's supposed to be like this kinetic sort of adrenaline pumping kind of ride, and it did it for me. I mean, this show first came out when I was like 14, like 20 years ago now, and I like Kiefer too. Like, he was one of the first people that acknowledged that he couldn't make his film career wasn't really going the way that he wanted it to. And he ended up realizing, like, I'm better off being a big fish in a small pond. Let me do television. Yeah. So he was one of the first that like really did well in television.
Yeah, because I'm looking right here, season 1. I didn't remember it being this long ago, but November 6, 2001.
Yep.
Yeah, and it was right after September 11.
Mm-hmm. It was originally supposed to air in October, I think.
Yeah. Right. Man, I remember this guy. I remember watching season 1. I did not remember it being in 2001, though. Wow.
Yeah, that's a long time ago, brother.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my goodness. I'm getting old, man.
And you know what? Like, it's still a show I enjoy going back to from time to time.
Mm-hmm.
I just like how intense, Kiefer was as Jack Bauer.
Right.
Like, I mean, I'm a veterinarian. I can't sew up a gunshot wound. We don't have time for that.
It's like MacGyver type stuff. MacGruber. I like MacGruber. Have you ever seen MacGruber? Oh my God, it's a spoof. Will Arnett from Saturday Night Live. He plays MacGruber. Oh my goodness. And Ryan Phillippe is in it.
No kidding.
Oh my God, that movie is so funny. And I like that type of humor and stuff. I mean, like, it's crazy. I mean, it's the best sex scene I ever seen in any movie is in MacGruber. Okay? If you all have not seen this, you may even want to go on YouTube and Google the sex scene. I might even go ahead and do it, and I might just have to put an image up. And if you all ain't watching it live, you gonna miss out. You're just gonna miss out. I might go ahead and put that up in the second.
Y'all need to tap in when Jay goes live.
Hey, you got to be here live, or you gonna miss it. Mm-hmm. But while I'm pulling this up, I'm gonna go ahead and lay it out for you about what it's about. Mm-hmm. So, of course, we all have heard of MacGyver. Mm-hmm. So, and MacGruber, it's a spoof on MacGyver. So he dumb. He can't get stuff right. You know what I mean? MacGyver can make something with duct tape, this and that. He tries, but he always right. Like his idea of a distraction was he pulled his pants down, got butt naked, put some celery up his butt, and then just like wobbled in front, like, "Go!" And all the guys with guns was like, "What the fuck?" And he like, "Get him!" He like, "See, that distraction worked." So that's what I'm saying. It's crazy. And Ryan Phillippe, like, "Man, you crazy, man. That ain't work." But by the end, he had a piece of celery up his ass too, trying to do the damn thing. And then he was like, gave him the nod, like, that shit worked.
Right.
Yeah, so MacGruber is crazy. Let's see. But so his wife got killed when so backing up, Val Kilmer is in it as the bad guy. And
excellent.
Right. And so his name is
Val
Cunt.
Kilmer don't give a fuck.
Right. His name is Cunt.
Cunt.
You're screwed, cunt.
That sounds like a role Val Kilmer would just take, man.
Right.
Like he's made some of the strangest role choices over the years.
Right. And he also got Christian Wiig in it. And so Christian Wiig and I love what you call it. What's her name? She was in Idiocracy. Maya Rudolph. Christian Wiig and Maya Rudolph are both from Saturday Night Live. Christian Wiig, you may have saw her in Ghostbusters, the new one with the girls. She was the skinniest one. With, the young ghost, but you know what I'm talking about now?
Yeah. I made it like halfway through that movie. I couldn't. It's out of it was. Right. It just didn't do it for me.
So MacGruber wife is dead. So he ended up having sex with Christian Wiig in this one scene, okay? And I mean, it's the worst sex scene ever as far as they talk about some, I'm gonna blow. And she, ooh. I mean, it's the worst.
Sound like Blank
It's so
Man.
bad it's funny. And so as soon as he done, he like, I gotta go. It just like, I mean, as soon as he done, I'm sorry, I gotta go. And he run and leave, right? And so next thing you know, we see right, the literal cut and run.
Yeah,
so
he
the
did
next
the,
thing
did the,
we
the
see,
Michael Keaton Batman.
right? You know what I'm saying?
I gotta go.
Wake up, he upside down swinging or whatever.
The old fucking run.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the next scene in MacGruber, and I've seen MacGruber at least 25, 30 times. It comes on all the time. I watch it every time. I keep laughing at this stupid movie.
Yeah.
So he's in the cemetery and he's at his wife's funeral, you know, her plot. And he's talking to the grave plot and he's saying, I'm sorry, I couldn't do it. I shouldn't have did it, this and that. And then you could see somebody in the cemetery like a yardsman, and we looking from his point of view, we see him sitting there saying this stuff. Then we cut to MacGruber's point of view, and he's actually talking to his wife. She's in her wedding dress. He's talking to her ghost. Next thing you know, he's hitting it. But we see the worker's point of view. This dude got his pants around his ankles, booty out, and they show his ass. I mean, he got he getting tanned, and he got the paleness. I mean, it look horrible. And he's sitting there like he's really hitting that, like tearing it up, except it's nothing there. But then we see her, and he's banging the ghost of his wife, just tearing that up, the ghost coochie. And it's just crazy. I'm about to show y'all. Y'all get a glimpse of this right here.
The ghost and Angie, huh?
I'm not gonna play it with the sound though.
I know you did.
I pretty much told you what is about to happen anyway. But look at this. This is crazy.
Yeah. I'm amazed they have this on YouTube. That wig, man.
And he made Kristen Wiig dress like him. Now they go to Ghost.
Okay. Nice little silhouette.
Right. He a damn fool. This movie, they stupid, man. Stupid. He telling her he's sorry he didn't cheated on her. She like, don't worry about it. It's all good.
Hey.
Now he about to tear that ghost coochie up. He about to knock the dust off of it, literally. Look at here. Look at the gardener. He like, man, look at dude. And he ain't stop him though. He like, California.
Right. It's like, this is why they lock up cemeteries at night, because of shit like this.
Right. For real. This dude is crazy, man. So that's MacGruber right there. If y'all ain't seen it, y'all want a good laugh. MacGruber got so many damn laughs. I mean, y'all be on the flow.
Looks like he's just trying to walk into her. It's like it doesn't even look like she's up on nothing. He's just standing there and poking her belly button or something.
Right. Yeah, MacGruber's a mess, man. So, I love that damn movie.
I gotta check that out.
Yeah. Now another movie that I was gonna talk about tonight. And then after I talk about this movie, I'm gonna put up the link if you all want to join, talk with us. You're more than welcome to. And I'm gonna put up the link in just a second. That's right. And this movie is called Underwater. Now, this movie was actually made 3 years ago, but because it was with 20th Century Fox Studios, it was shelved because they were in the process of selling to Disney.
Yeah,
exactly. And so this movie doesn't have that much character development and is not the best, but it kind of gave me a feeling of watching Cloverfield. Okay. It has Kristen Stewart. They underwater at this type of underwater type subterranean base.
Kind of looks like the Abyss.
Exactly. They have some type of earthquake. Oh, by the way, the only black dude, of course, he gonna die in the first 10 minutes.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, You know, he couldn't swim, but he was underwater. 2 miles. He got, hey, I can't swim.
Nah. It wouldn't be a Fox film if the black guy didn't die.
Right.
Horribly, by the way. Black people die the worst deaths in Fox Productions, man. Does anybody peep that?
It's funny you say that because he actually imploded. He burst open and just like
the most horrific deaths are people of color in Fox Productions, especially in Fox Television, 24 included, and Gotham.
Yeah, they didn't make it through the day, huh?
Nope. Like if you were Middle Eastern or if you were Jack's black partner, man, there's a chance Jack might shoot you before the end of the season.
Oh damn, man! Jack,
hey.
look, Jack, you good, bro? But I can't be your partner.
Hey, man, they killed the Allstate brother. he was the president.
That's right. He was the president or something, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was the first black president on television, I think.
Before Obama, they had Allstate.
Hey,
Jack Bauer ain't worth a damn. That couldn't save a black man in 24 hours, but it saved everybody else.
He saved his bacon for 3 seasons straight, man. I guess his luck ran out.
You're right. And that's weird in a way, not necessarily that part, but how, what's his name? Kiefer, let me stop before he comes and put the boys on me. Kiefer, he was Jack Bauer at 24, and then he the designated survivor. He just saves America. That's all he does.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Designated survivor. Wasn't that show about everybody died and he was like the 20th on the list?
Yeah, he was like the 11th in the line of succession or something like that. He was like secretary of bullshit or something. I forget what it was. Secretary of nothing.
And that actually is real.
Mm-hmm.
The designated survivor. If people don't know about that,
yeah, I didn't. I love the first 2 seasons, and I thought it coming to Netflix was cool, but they tried too hard to lean into that mature R rating with the 3rd season, and it was an NBC show originally, remember? Mm-hmm. And then they were just trying to lean in with the adult content, and it got away from itself.
Mm-hmm.
It was still a good show. Maggie Q was Jack Bauer in that show.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I like Maggie Q. She's all right.
She's cool. I like her.
Yeah,
she was trained by Jackie Chan.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, I like Maggie Q. Yeah. Bringing it back to this underwater. This movie actually was interesting. I'm not going to say it was good. I'd give it a 6. Which they got a 5.8 on IMDb. I'd give it maybe a 6.5. Okay. Which most movies are really a 6 or a 6.5.
Yeah, man. You know, 6 out of 10 people thought it was all right. So
yeah, like it's really hard to get 7, 8s and above.
Right.
Know? But so they underwater and they think that it's an earthquake that happens, and all of a sudden, I mean, like you really only got 5 minutes of regular movie, and then boom, it's panic mode, and you don't know what's going on. You didn't really. This is what a lot of people complain about. You didn't really know who anybody was or anything happening because
it all centered around the disaster.
Right, and I mean, they didn't even show any characters yet, really, before the disaster.
Like every American film ever.
Right, we get to know them as they go on the journey. So. They trying to get from out of there. The damage is up in higher levels. It's like a multi-level subterranean thing. They can't go up. So they got to go down to the bottom of the seafloor, walk across the seafloor to this other location, and then they could get in there and then go back up.
Okay. So go down and visit Atlantis.
Exactly. And so that's where the trouble come in, because they got to go there. Then as they travel and they realize it wasn't an earthquake, it was some type of monster or something under there.
Yeah, they should have got Jason Statham in this, man. It would have sold. That's what they did with the Meg. You see the megalodon down there at the ocean's floor.
I actually saw the Meg at the movies.
It was a fun time at the movies. It wasn't the best film. It wasn't the worst film. It was just a fun little movie.
Right. I didn't want to see that. I wanted to see. I can't remember right now what I wanted to see, but we got there late, and I didn't want to just leave without seeing nothing. So I said, well, forget it. You know, but like you say, it was all right. It was cool.
If it's Statham, you at least you're gonna know you're gonna enjoy seeing Statham, you know, and his isms, you know, of just being British badass.
Exactly.
Now I'm gonna go ahead and jujitsu on the shark.
And he reinvented himself. Because if you remember him in Jet Li the One, he wasn't really a fighter, you know what I mean, or in shape like he is now.
Nah, he wasn't
an action star.
Yeah, he wasn't. He was a skinny little thing in Snatch, you know.
Yeah, and he didn't fight him all in Snatch. Yeah,
you know, took a couple Muay Thai classes, and you know, all of a sudden he's an action star at like age 50.
Hey,
it works for him though.
Hey, and he rock a bald head, the bald spot too. He don't even shave it like The Rock.
Nah, he's confident with his.
Yeah, for real.
He's got good chemistry with The Rock too.
Hey, I look like a regular English gent, all right? That's what I look like, an English gent, and I'll break your balls if you try me, all right?
You know, he's like the one. He's probably like the one English actor over 50 that doesn't look like shit. He don't look like Hugh Grant.
Yeah,
he ain't drinking none of that Earl Grey.
No, he ain't. He actually does a little better. Right. He had looked so old at a young age that he kind of blended it in, I guess.
Right.
CJ talking about War. He did do a good job in War with Jet Li.
I didn't see that one.
Oh, yeah, that was pretty good. That's with Jet Li and
Jet Li's another one that looks older than he is now.
Yeah, Jet Li looks real old now.
Yeah, he looks well. He had health issues, I think, too.
Yeah, I think he did. Yeah, that's a good point. But yeah, he's aged. I put the link in the description box if you all want to join up. You're more than welcome to. Appreciate you. If not, you know, so more than welcome. We ain't gonna keep y'all here all night. If that's
don't
the
be
case,
scared, y'all. Come on in.
Yeah, that's what's up. You know, we can talk about cigars. Tell some people about some of your favorite cigars, your stogies you like.
Well, let's see. What am I'm smoking on something called a Maduro tonight. It's a 10th anniversary limited edition. I like. Here's the.
My dad is a big cigar guy. I just like White Owl, regular.
Okay, no swishes.
Not used to, but that was back in the day. If my cigars come $2 for $1, I'm happy.
Yeah, I feel you.
No, but go ahead.
I like the full body. Yeah, I like the full body bold cigars. That I don't like the coffee infused stuff or the sweet stuff anymore. When I first got into cigars, I did, and then I think the longer I started doing the show, because it's part of the show, I started getting into like those like full body like flavored cigars. So it's definitely all about your taste and what you like. But you know, I like to mix it with a little bit of whiskey or bourbon or something and have a good time. It's a grown and sexy kind of thing. And don't inhale it, people. Don't inhale it. You will die.
That's the key.
Choke to death.
We got CJ pull up, man. What's up, CJ? What's up on your mind? You want to talk to my brother here, or what's up?
Yeah. Because you seen the show. You seen the last 24, right?
The Live and Let Die or whatever it was called, or
with Dr. Dre actor. I forget his name.
Yeah, the guy that played Dr. Dre in the movie.
24 Legacy with Corey, whatever his last name was.
Hawkins.
Yeah, Corey Hawkins. Yeah.
Yeah, that's him.
That's what I was trying to say on the chat. My bad. So did you see that one?
Yes.
So I was trying to get you to explain to him. Maybe you understood it from my side. So I think they ruined 24, not because they made a black Jack Bauer, which they didn't, but because of how writers think that they have to give a hood background, which is something the show never had. So then instead of just doing the law stuff or, terrorism stuff.
Yeah, he's got to be a brother from the hood who went to the army.
Exactly.
That cliche stuff. Yeah, I don't always like seeing that either, but it does, because obviously not every black and brown person comes from that.
Yep.
But that's how Hollywood perceives most black people, and they think it's going to resonate with most audiences. And what's crazy is more often than not, they're not incorrect, because people will tap in for that. What I didn't like about 24 Legacy was that Corey Hawkins did like no weight training for the show. Like he was an out of shape dad bod kind of dude.
Really?
They tried to cover it up with like hoodies and shit, and then they made him wear Jordans.
Stuff.
Okay, you said 24 Legacy.
Yes.
Okay, so I was pulling up. This is 24.
Yeah, check
Legacy.
him out, man. He is not in shape. All like that. He looks like
he's
Kiefer.
Young though. He's not even 30.
He looks like Kiefer in the first season before Kiefer started taking the role.
He did better in Six Underground. He did better in that movie. But
yeah, he's a great actor.
They give him a military background.
Yeah, they give him a military background, but they didn't give him a military bod. You know, like he didn't get in the gym or nothing.
So, I mean, what's the point of 24 Legacy? What y'all tell us right quick? What is this show about? Why they call it Legacy?
Well, they were trying to move 24. Like they had done Jack Bauer to death. You know what I'm saying?
Like
so they were trying to do it, make it an anthology series where they pick it up with different characters.
I like this dude.
Yeah, and introduce new characters, but also kind of tether it to the original series by peppering in some old characters like Tony Almeida and them. Yep. And it was cool. It just didn't work at the end of the day. You know, they tried it as like a limited series. I think they only did like 12 episodes. They introduced the world to Anna Diop. Anna Diop is a beautiful Senegalese. I'm not even sure I'm saying that right, but she's from Senegal. She's a beautiful, dark-skinned woman who played his wife, and she's on the show Titans now.
But I don't want to cut you off.
Yeah, she's fine.
But instead of just giving you a storyline, which is what he's saying, right? Somebody that looks good. So then they're like, the brothers are fighting for the same girl, and
oh yeah.
So
they're doing the Biden thing. Yeah, they're doing the Hunter Biden thing.
Really?
They never did that in the show. Ever.
That's lazy writing.
It was never, the show was never like that.
Yeah, because she was with the brother who was like a drug lord or something. He's a street dude, and then she left the brother for the straight. The straightish, character, Corey Hawkins' character, because he was like the military dude. Yeah, it wasn't that compelling, man. Like I wish they'd have done better.
So they canceled it after one season.
Yeah, it was done after.
Yeah, it was not.
Yeah,
it was not.
People weren't watching it all like that. I mean, I checked it out because I'm a hardcore.
Gave it more time. Or what?
Nah, they should have. Nah, it is what it is, man. It's a one and done, and they could have. I don't know.
I've been wanting to say
this. Smith in here.
I've been wanting to explain it to Jay, but it's good that you saw it and you kind of understand my side too.
Absolutely. Like I'm a hardcore 24 fan. Even when it was not so great, I still checked it out because I want it to be good. But and they were going to do a 24 movie at one point, but they could never get it off.
They did one before.
Well, yeah, they did the
TV movie or real movie.
It was a TV thing. It was like it served as a bridge between season 6 and 7, the trash season and the better season. And
it wasn't that great either. The movie.
I liked the movie, man. Jack was out in Africa shooting black folks. Like just like Fox.
He was on safari.
You know how Fox do? Like let's just lean into it. Let's just go straight to Africa and start killing black people. Like,
but season 7 started crazy.
Season 7 was dope, man, because they moved it to DC.
Like one of his partners, basically, like episode 1.
Because
he was holding I don't think he was holding the guy hostage, but like he was holding the guy. He had to shoot him so he can let him go.
I know what you're talking about when he shot Roger Cross's character because he had the terrorists and the terrorists had The terrorists, like, they were trying to work with the guy because he had, like, flipped on his jihad or whatever, and he was going to cooperate with the U.S. government. But the guy had a past, and apparently Jack's partner was from Special Forces, and the terrorists that they were trying to protect, that Jack was trying to protect, apparently he had killed his partner's whole crew back in the day, like his whole platoon or whatever, and he just couldn't get past it. So he grabbed him last minute and put a gun to his head, like, sorry, Jack, I can't let this guy live. And Jack was like, let him go. Let him go, Curtis. Let him go. And then
Curtis,
and he put a bullet right through. He was wearing a bulletproof vest, and he shot him like right in the collarbone because Jack Bauer doesn't miss because this is TV violence.
He's a beast, though.
Jack Bauer is a savage, yo, man. He made the impossible possible.
Did he? Now the show is over. 24, right?
It's done. Yeah.
Okay. So this ain't a spoiler. Did he die at the show at the end?
No.
Nah.
Jack Bauer, nah. Like when we left off with Jack Bauer is he got taken in by the Russian government because because he was because he killed a bunch of Russians at the end of season 8. He was
So he'll
he
come
was
back with
savage in
Trump.
season 8, man.
he'll come back like this.
Right.
Then Jack
So-
Bauer, yeah.
So they didn't leave it with him just captured by the Russians, and that's
for a
it,
few
did they?
episodes after that.
They didn't leave Jack Bauer just in the Russian hands, and that's the end of the show, right?
No, that was it.
Get out of here.
They flew him out to Moscow, and they left it open-ended.
Yeah,
and
they
I think,
did that. They did that before with China too.
Just in
Mhm.
case they bring the show back.
just
then
in
we
case,
can
but
have something,
yeah,
huh?
but Kiefer at that point was like in his 50s, and he's like, man, my bones are creaking, man. I can't keep doing this.
And then he got his
Running
show he got
around.
now. So
yeah.
He got
So-
what?
he got the show he got now.
What show is that?
Designated Survivor.
That shit got canceled, though, didn't
I was
it?
about to say, that's old.
Yeah, that shit is done.
But it's still in talks to come back. It always is, though.
And Netflix forked that up.
But the
Yeah.
climate, though, is the climate going to allow it? That's the problem. Look at what happened with Chicago PD.
What happened
Mhm.
with Chicago PD?
Y'all watch Chicago PD?
Canceled it?
I didn't watch that.
I don't watch that.
All right, so
I know somebody that, has something to do with it, but I don't watch it. What happened?
Basically, just a cop show, right? So normally
Right.
you have one black guy in the main cast, right? In the unit.
Right.
And so
Box
normally,
checked.
he's just a black dude in Chicago that has to deal with like, oh, but are you a cop or are you black, right? The back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
But then now the issue is that everything that went on, right?
Right.
In the past months. So the season ended with him witnessing a white cop going after a black dude for no reason. So now they started this season with basically him being against the whole Chicago PD, against everybody pretty much. So now instead of them just being like, okay, this is our guy, they're trying to tell him to basically go ahead and be like, oh, you got to take the L. Like, they're, instead of just being like Tariq, right? How we always thought he wasn't really a good actor.
Right.
So now because of everything that happened, they're giving the one black actor, like the show is his now pretty much.
And this is for Chicago PD.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
so
it's with Dick Wolf, the same person that does Law and Order.
Law and Order. Dick Wolf is still alive. How old is Dick Wolf?
Old as hell. But
hey, is it this Chicago PD
like
breaking the code of silence or the regular
Chicago? That's small as hell.
Is it breaking the code of silence, Chicago PD, or Chicago? Oh, that's just the episode. All right.
Yeah, that's the episode title. But
yeah.
like SBU did something with the main actress, right? One of the highest paid ever, one of the longest TV shows run ever.
Yeah, it's like 20 hours.
The last episode, they made her basically say that she maybe wasn't aware of her bias, of maybe thinking a little racist and stuff. So for 22 years.
All right, so there was social commentary that they just shoehorned in there.
Yeah, pretty much what I'm saying. Like,
yeah, well, that's what Law and Order is,
Yeah.
Like they're always like reflective of the times, and they rip things straight from the headlines.
But I grew up in Puerto Rico. I didn't even speak English. I grew up watching her and watching the show and stuff. So now because something happened a few months ago, now all of a sudden she's been racist the whole time. Like that's crazy to me.
Yeah, that's messed up.
Yeah.
She was raised in Illinois.
I'm sweating.
The black character are you talking about is Leroyce Hawkins? Kevin
I know his
Atwater?
name. His character name is Atwell.
Yeah,
Atwater,
Kevin Atwater.
Atwater, yeah. So he's not that good of an actor, which is fine, right? You let him grow. Same thing with Tariq. You let him. You build him up.
Right.
So he's normally in the back, right?
This the guy right here.
Yeah.
He looked like a goon.
He's a big dude.
Yeah, he's jacked.
So now he's playing like a victim, right? Because of the times. But he's too big. Like it just.
He's a victim. Yeah, I don't get that. I don't watch the show, so I don't know. But to see him as a victim,
it's like seeing The Rock as a victim. Like
right.
The Rock can never be a victim.
No,
too big.
Yeah, it had to be some extraordinary situation.
I wonder how the actor felt about that.
Let's see his credits. He's done a lot of Chicago PD, Chicago Med. So he works all in Chicago. But all of these shows are connected. PD, Med, and Fire, right?
Okay. He only has Chicago PD basically. It's
he's
just
getting consistent paper though. I ain't mad at that.
Because my sister, she does casting for Chicago Med and PD and stuff.
Okay.
She actually had me gonna be do a read for Chicago Med a couple years ago. They didn't pick me. I was gonna be the gunshot victim number 2.
I didn't even see the hat I got on. I just thought
I see, man. You rising up, man. I'm proud of you, man. I'm with you. You got that boy. I see. Chicago.
Javi Baez, Puerto Rican. That's why I got it.
They were raised in Illinois,
Right.
somewhere outside of Chicago.
Y'all better go back, man. I'm sweat. I can't even do this.
Some of the
I'm
best
nervous right
cooking you ever had.
Bro, I'm hot.
Kelly.
And I can't even see myself. It's tiny.
When a woman fed up.
Right.
You got me singing "Woman Fed Up" over here. What's up? What's good?
I'm gonna get out and go back. All right.
I appreciate
Right, man,
you.
you ain't gotta leave. Let me see them crunch berries, man. You get that boy them crunch berries yet? You share that cereal?
Oh, I don't know what that is. Lucky Charms?
Lucky Charms, man.
Lucky Charms on my arms look like some frosted materials.
Well, you got a selection of cereal. You got Lucky Charm, Reese Puff. You got 3 more boxes up there.
Man, I ain't ate none of that since the 90s, bruh.
Damn, you got 5, boy.
I can't remember the last time I ate cold cereal.
It making my teeth hurt. Nah. Damn, what's that? You got a special container of orange balls.
What's the Cheeto Puffs?
Yeah. Boy, he got snacks on deck, boy. He ready to survive the damn
you can tell he got babies.
Right. The apocalypse. He gonna be watching eating cereal while we out here hard trying to find food. He
right.
Balls and cereal.
You ready for Cloverfield 4?
Right. All right, CJ. I appreciate you coming through, man.
Appreciate you, brother.
Taking so much time.
Nah, man, you good, man.
You're good.
Yeah, you all good, man. Hey, appreciate you coming through. You guys, that's good conversation. That's what we here talk movies, TV shows, whatever else, come to mind. We see Louisiana Boy For Life is solid. The new season 2 just started. I was gonna do a review. That's
another
for that.
show I gotta catch up on, man. I gotta see what 50's doing.
and Louisiana Boy, that's just a thing. He is dressed like Ghost. He kind of carries himself like Ghost. It seemed like 50 is like kind of using the same ideas a little bit. Although For Life is a real story, it does have a lot of similarities with Power. Yeah.
Well, 50 puts himself in like a lot of what he does with his stories and stuff like that, or the projects he picks. He's always got his fingerprints on it. He's always got his DNA in it. And it works. Like I'm a big 50 fan. Like,
I like his movie and television endeavors a lot more than his music. Like his music now, let's keep up with his music as much, but.
I grew up on this music, so I got a different connection to it. But
now, you still keeping up with his current music?
He doesn't have any current music, man. He hasn't been focused on music since Power took off, man.
He did that. He goes where the money takes
him.
He did that song with Tekashi.
He does. I didn't know that.
Yeah, he did a song with Tekashi because it was the video he did for it too. He played it on Power.
I bet he buried that as quickly as possible, man. I didn't even hear about that. He must have suppressed the hell out of that. Out of that joint.
It wasn't that great.
Hey, man, take it down, man. Take it down.
Hey, man. Hey, we gonna take that down, man. This dude is crazy, man. He's a snitch. I can't be with snitches.
And man, I called him my son in the beginning, man. That's his mama's child now, man. I do him like my real son, man.
I just get the check.
They don't make dollars and doesn't make sense, baby.
Right. Yeah. Hey, Savannah checking in on Facebook. I appreciate you, sis. Thanks for coming through with the support.
Yeah, you've been with us since the beginning, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
Appreciate you. That's love.
And before we get up out of here, I'm gonna give you guys one more chance if you all want to give a shout out or talk about something or whatever.
I'm gonna give you one more chance, just like I gave Breeze.
Give you one more. That's it. But hey, if you don't come and you don't use that one chance, then I guess I gotta. Cut it off.
Yeah.
Lay down the smack. It ain't gonna work.
I can keep talking for a little bit. I don't mind.
Yeah. Speaking of that last clip, anybody been watching Fear the Walking Dead? I like that show. I watch it. It is getting a little boring though, and I just yell at these people so much, man. They are just so
Man,
So,
I never got into that Walking Dead stuff.
oh my God, this is
my mother-in-law is a huge fan of that shit. I couldn't. It's like every season, from what I gather, it's like, okay, they're out there in the middle of nowhere, sanctuary. Then at the end of the season, the sanctuary is compromised. And then they got to move on to another sanctuary, and it's a lot of walking and talking and killing zombies, from my understanding. Like that's like
walking around till you dead.
Right, Cora,
Right.
Cora.
The first few seasons, all right. Well, season 1 is good. Season 2, I hated that damn season with them stuck on that damn farm, and I was so mad at some of the stuff they was doing, and oh my God. And you know what? Another thing that I be finding myself saying is that they should be saying is like telling somebody, shut the fuck up. Like, man, I don't know how many times people be talking and saying stuff and they just be like, I'll be like, man, shut the fuck. Dude, what are you? Shut up. Man, I don't know how many times I be saying, hey, man, shut the fuck. Who are you talking to? Dude, shut up. Man,
You must enjoy frustration to keep up with it all this time. You're a glutton for punishment.
I am, man. I felt like part of the pack now. I got to see what happened with old Morgan. Morgan, oh my God, I don't know how many times I have cussed this dude out. What the are you doing? I mean, he went through a point where he was crazy, killing everybody. Then he went to a point where he would kill nobody. Oh, life is precious. Oh, life is precious. I ain't killing nobody. Oh, life is precious. Oh, life. And he up here letting people die. Ain't gonna help. Then he feel bad. Now he want to go back to killing. Then, oh my goodness, man. It was crazy. Whitney, you say that the zombies got too scary. The zombies is actually getting the opposite. Because so now it's like 10 years into the future in the show. Well, 15 years. Which another thing, like they still finding stuff that wouldn't last. Yeah, but now the
they're
zombies
kicking a dead horse with the zombie thing, man. Like,
they are. They started a new season, a new spin-off show too, about the first group of people that were born and live in the post-apocalyptic world. So this is all they ever knew. They don't know.
You know, and that's how they sell it, man. They're like, well, this could happen, and especially now with like COVID and stuff, because it always starts with like some sort of pandemic that changes people into zombies and everything. So it's kind of like, I guess,
Walking Dead is not scary, ladies. Y'all saying y'all can't watch it scary. Walking Dead is corny. Like especially the later seasons, the zombies is like all falling apart, barely any bump. Like to have this virus is amazing to still make something like this move. I mean, it looked like just bones barely and stuff. Like, and then they move so slow.
Yeah.
Like, how are you getting? You deserve to get 8. You deserve that.
Right. I don't know. I guess they have an audience, so I guess people still watching it, I guess.
Right. What's crazy is people that are starting to turn into zombies nowadays and trying to eat and bite people and stuff. I got this one clip of this zombie attack. I'm gonna show you. This person they was in a fight and then they just went full zombie on them. What would you do if somebody tried to go zombie on you? Let's see. I'm gonna play this clip. Hold on.
What would you do? What would you do?
What? And y'all let me know in the comments. What would you do if somebody went zombie on you in the middle of a fight?
What would
I think I played this before.
Zombie? Yeah.
Look at it just go belly box. We just go, I'm about to eat your belly up.
Oh, man.
And I think that's 2 women.
Yeah. It looks like it. And she's just kind of taking it, too, for a hot minute.
Because he was biting them with no teeth.
Still, man, don't put your mouth
belly bite. Look at all that gut in that mouth.
Man.
And that was the move to get you to stop.
Man, that's like that's probably the incubator for the virus right there. Is that belly?
I eat your chillings.
Right. Talk about fat backs. Baby.
About some let her go. Before say them ain't zombies, them just crackheads.
Right. People are fried out here.
Right.
They need help. Get these people help, please.
For real.
Help and compassion is what we need in the world. Because like it's stuff like that is why studios
get in my belly.
Yeah. Like we all gotta be from the hood. We all gotta be, crackheads or whatever, or drug dealers. It's just tropes and stereotypes.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
I mean, I get it, but let's get original.
Right. Now that's what I was going. Another thing I'll bring up now. One thing that I do like on Netflix. What is the name of that? Monday. What is it called? Let me see. Damn, it's not Dark Monday. Black Friday. Hold on, it ain't Black Friday.
Black Mirror.
Not Black Mirror. It's on Netflix. It's a zombie thing.
I wouldn't know. I don't deal with any zombie stuff. I'm just like, man, just find something else to do, Hollywood.
Let me go ahead and look and see if I can see it on here right quick.
Vampires, all of that. Let it rest for like 15 years.
I know, right? While I'm looking for it, the Blacklist is pretty good too.
With James Spader.
Yeah, I've been watching that, and that is something else. The Blacklist. I'm still on the first season though.
Mm-hmm. Did you ever watch that Kevin Bacon show before they canceled it called The Following?
What was that about?
It's about cults. But Kevin Bacon, another great actor who found some success in television later on after doing a bunch of movies. He played this government dude who was like a tragic figure. In the first season, he was just like a depressed alcoholic, and he had lost, his wife and everything. And he got roped into this whole. He's like an expert in like cults, I guess, And he headed up like a cult task force, and there was this English dude played by the guy from Altered Carbon. I can't remember his name, but anyway, he was like the cult leader, and they did so much extreme stuff and like shook up like the government, and it was Kevin Bacon's job to like bring them to justice. And they had 2 really great seasons. In season 3, they got a little. It felt like they were trying to kick a dead horse with like the same storylines and everything. And they canceled it after the 3rd season, which was kind of unfortunate because they brought Michael Ealy in, the actor.
I like Michael Ealy.
Yeah, he's good at playing a sick, scary person.
Yeah, because he kind of doesn't look like it, but then he got a calmness about him that you may like, something is up with this dude.
Right. He has a really intense gawk about him.
Yeah. And, he done been with all the finest women in Hollywood, I
bet he has.
Hey, Holly Bear, all of them he done been in the role with. But anyway.
Okay. He's like
and on film. I'm not saying behind film. I don't know what he did off camera.
I was going to say,
on camera. Yeah, on camera is
always leading ladies.
Ladies is impeccable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he had them all.
He had, but
he just had to be a sick. He got to dangle some babies out some windows or be a psychopath killer or whatever.
Right. Did you see the movie with him and Megan Good and what's his name? He don't age that bad either for a white guy, especially. And his son is in The Boys.
We're talking about Dennis
Huey is his son, Dennis Quaid. Did you see that in the house? And they bought the house from Dennis Quaid, and he was like had a secret entrance in the house, and he was terrorizing them and all kinds of. Oh man, that was good. And him and Megan Good, Michael Ealy and Megan Good, and Dennis. Man, that's a good movie. I'm gonna pull that up in a second. I just remembered what I was
Good's been aging well too. She
oh yeah,
she been using all that turmeric soap.
Megan Good aged to good.
Mm-hmm.
Right. The show I was trying to think of was Black Summer on Netflix. This is the best zombie that I've seen. It's realistic. It's fast paced. You feel like these zombies really coming for you. Like you really feel the terror of like they gonna get you.
Okay, none of that fast motion BS that they do in all the other shows.
Right, right. And none of that slow stuff. People are real. Like people, like women, like, hey, I'll suck your thing if you let me get a ride. Like people would be saying and doing anything to make it. Like in Walking Dead, the show, ain't nobody even having sex barely, let alone I'll do this and that to survive. Like women would be saying and doing stuff. Yeah. Like, you know, they all politically correct in the apocalypse. Like, it's the apocalypse. Wouldn't nobody give a damn? You try to live. It's some girls in Black Summer giving it up for food and safety. That's a woman's weapon sometimes, you know, that they can use. And then you see how people get manipulated, the government. One of the hero of this show is actually a Black dude. The main dude, which in The Walking Dead, every Black dude they come across is scared or weak, and you need Rick or somebody to save them.
The worst deaths ever, like everybody.
Yeah, and they in Atlanta, so ain't no brothers in Atlanta that's worth a damn that can fight.
Come on,
right? I can see if there was in New Hampshire.
Oh man,
they in Atlanta,
man. Next season, they better go to Tyler Perry's studio or something.
For real.
And hide out there.
Have Medea come. Oh, hell no.
We gonna play grip ball with these zombies.
No, call the law. Call the popo ho. Call the popo ho. It's an apocalypse up in here. I got Uncle Clifford. Uncle Clifford got my side.
Medea dial 911. She thought she hit dial 919.
Right. 919.
Did Lady V say she wanted to hop in? I saw a comment pop up.
Lady V was just saying, "Hey, what's up? What's up?"
I saw a comment that said "guest in chat." I wasn't sure what that meant.
You're the guest, and she was saying, "Hey" to everybody in the chat.
Oh, okay.
But if Lady V or anybody else want to come, you all can. We getting ready to get out of here shortly, so you know, come on up if you want to before we get up out of here.
So real quick, were you a Sopranos fan when it was airing?
Yeah. Now this is the thing, though. At that time, I worked a lot and I didn't have cable in the early 2000s, so I didn't get to catch it consistently, like every episode and watch every season. So I missed a lot, and I always say I'm gonna go back and rewatch it, but I haven't done it yet.
It's worth checking out, man. It's aged very well. But the one thing that pops out to me about the show that I didn't get quite as much when I was a kid watching it as it aired, was the overt racism on the show that they wrote into it. Like every Black character had to be like a crack addict or like or a crooked congressman or something, or a crooked government official. Like you could tell like this is how like the American mob saw Black people, and they were just trying to like bring it to life on screen and everything. There was that, and I didn't pay attention as much to all the cues of sociopathic behavior, because if you pay close attention to the dialogue between Tony and the guys, they were all lies. Like they lied to each other, they lied to themselves, they lied to their wives, and like they lied so much that you could tell they actually sort of believed their own lies, even though they were lies. It was interesting. And I've been circling back to the show recently because Michael Imperioli and Steven Sciarippa, who starred on the show back in the day, they actually started a podcast during the pandemic called Talking Sopranos, where they actually review every single episode and talk about like the behind the scenes stuff, and they get people who were on the show to come on as guests and everything. It's pretty dope. But yeah, that's a show like I never quite get tired of it. Like it's a good show to go back to every now and again.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back and check that out. And The Wire was going on around that time too. And I missed all of that. Most of that.
I still haven't checked out The Wire.
Yeah, and Oz.
I caught up with some years later.
Oz was something else, man. I didn't get to see all of it as well, but I liked that show a lot. And it was something else.
The first 4 seasons were really great. The last 2 I didn't like as much.
CJ said Ozark had an issue where they had a Black guy for 1 episode and he was a terrible actor and he disappeared before you learned his name. Yeah. Lady V said that sounded like Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah, that's another show I never got into.
I had my cousin. He loved that show, Sons of Anarchy. He used
my
to
brother
tell
loved
me
that
about
show.
it. Yeah, I never got up it. I know what it is and what it was about. They had Ron Perlman from Hellboy was in it, and
Beauty
some
and the
other
Beast.
people. Yeah, Beauty and the Beast.
Blade 2.
Yeah.
And Hellboy. Yeah.
Yeah, but
It's good.
you know, they didn't do it. It was a motorcycle club or whatever, and gang or whatever. You know, I never saw it all, so I can't go that deep for those out there watching. But it went on. A lot of people liked it, and you know, another show, because I believe that was on like FX or something. Another show a lot of people like, and my nephew loved this damn show, The Shield, with Michael Chiklis. Yeah. He loved that show. Did you watch The Shield?
No, I never watched The Shield, but that's what put Chiklis on the map.
It put him on the map. It put him on the map, boy.
Yeah, he was like, he's supposed to be like this hulking cop, but he's like just like a stocky, flabby dude with these tight ass t-shirts. He looked like me back in like the early 2000s. Fat guy with the little shirts.
Fat guy in little coat. That guy. You play for the Yankees?
Yeah, those FX shows were funny too, man, because they couldn't drop any F-bombs, so they would sub it out with like, "You prick, you prick."
And see, that's what always turned me off. You can't be no tough ass cop, but you can't say the S word or the F word. You can't say shit, man, and you a cop. You mother bad guy.
Right. Yeah, another good FX show I liked that went off the rails after like season 5 was Rescue Me.
With Dennis Leary.
Yeah, season 5 was the best season, and ironically, the show took a nosedive after they brought on Lorenz Tate in the later seasons. I mean, like, you know, I ain't mad at Lorenz Tate for taking the work, man. It's just like they write these characters a certain way, these black characters, and they make him. He's got to be the guy that wears the fitted cap in his off time and all that shit. But anyway, it was a good show. The first 5 seasons, then season 6 was kind of, and then season 7 seemed kind of rushed. But season 5, like they had extra episodes and everything. It was shot really well.
Look at Lorenz Tate's name right here. Black Sean Johnson.
I forgot about that.
They called him Black Sean.
Yeah, they called him Black Sean.
Oh my God, Black Sean Johnston. Hey, that Black Sean Johnston. Was there somebody else named Sean on the show?
Nope.
So why he got to be singled out as Black Sean, like it's a white Sean or a Mexican
That
Sean?
was another show that kind of embraced racism because they had like a Hispanic dude, you know, like that's how they used to do at the Firehouse. They would just like, you know, talk real greasy and like they would embrace like racist jokes or whatever. And I guess it worked for the show for a while, but yeah,
I used to like Dennis Leary's stand-up in the 90s.
Yeah, because he's an asshole.
Yeah, and that was part of his stuff. Remember he had that song, I'm an asshole.
He named his dog Asshole on the show. Hey, asshole, come here. Get your kibble.
The song ASSHOLE.
Yeah, that was a good show until they wrecked it, man. That's the thing with these shows, man. A lot of these shows, they're great up until like they're great through the 5th season. Then you notice the writing gets really lazy, like the creative juices just stop flowing after the 5th season.
Right.
That happened with Dexter too. You watch Dexter?
It's coming back.
I heard. I'm excited.
It's coming back. I'm gonna do reviews for Dexter.
I'm gonna do reviews for that joint too, man. I'm happy to tap in.
Yeah, definitely.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Yeah. Now, when Dexter first came out, I watched that because it was on Fox. But then it was gone to cable, and then I had lost contact with it.
Yeah, because it was a Showtime show.
Okay, yeah. See, at first, very first, it was on Fox. I remember watching it for free on Fox.
Mm.
And then after like the first season or second season, it went to Showtime.
I wasn't hip, or maybe they syndicated to Fox or something. I don't know, but that was another show that was really great. Like through season 4, then you notice a change creatively after that, after they killed Rita. But and then that last season was terrible, man. I hated that they did that. Well, the ending was terrible, I should say that. But that was a great show.
Yeah, Dexter. Let's see, season 8. That was in 2013. Damn, that was 7 years ago. It doesn't seem it's been off for 7 years.
Yeah, it's been that long. I remember when that show aired and going to work the next day and just talking crazy like Dexter the lumberjack. What did they do to this show? It was just
2006 October,
and,
first episode.
Yeah, because they got a new showrunner after like season 4, and it was Scott Buck, and Scott Buck's like kind of notorious for ruining shows. Scott Buck, for people that don't know, he's the guy that did the first season of Iron Fist on Netflix, the trash season.
Oh yeah, yeah, it was.
Yeah, he's done a few bad shows, man. he's not known for his great creative decisions.
Iron Fist, yeah, that could have been good.
The second season, they improved it quite a bit, man, but it wasn't enough to get viewers to come back though. After the Defenders and everything,
this is Scott Buck, what he's known for right here.
Oh, the Inhumans. Oh yeah, I forgot he did the Inhumans. That was such a terrible series.
Yeah,
that was like the worst thing Marvel ever did. Was that Inhumans series because it was so cheap. It was just not good, man. It was just so bad.
And that was on regular TV, right?
Yeah, it was on ABC, I think, or something like that.
They only got 8 episodes out of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They got a 5.0 rating on IMDb. That is low.
That is generous.
Wow,
generous. That show, and I watched it through the end because I like comic book stuff, but it was not good. It was just too grounded, because like the Inhumans, they're from the moon, and they're shooting the entire show in Hawaii, because for budgetary
but that's supposed to be the moon.
No, it wasn't supposed to be the moon.
Okay.
Like they were on the moon, like in the first episode, and then they crashed down to Earth because they got forced out of their kingdom or whatever. And then they spend the entire series just like trying to find each other on Earth, and it was just not well done. And they cut Medusa's hair, and Medusa, like her whole thing is like her hair is her weapon.
Right.
They cut her hair
because they had the snakes, right?
Yeah. Well, that's like the Greek mythology.
The original, right?
Medusa. But yeah, Medusa in the comics, she had this long red hair that was like that can move around on command. And she could like whip people around, and
this is where you're talking about right here. I guess how she looked with her haircut.
Mm-hmm.
She went butch.
Yeah, they staged a coup because she was the queen of the moon or whatever, and her husband was the king. Her husband was a mute because anytime he spoke, like he had like this sort of like canary cry of sorts, So anytime he spoke, it would be destructive. So the actor was forced to, act, in mime, pretty much most of the show. The only time he spoke was to like tear some shit up, and so his brother staged a coup, and then the guy who played his brother is the same guy who played Ramsay Bolton on Game of Thrones.
Right, he's an asshole.
Yeah,
he can play an asshole excellently.
Yeah, he's like a young John Voight.
I thought that's him right here in this picture. I thought he looked familiar. What is his name?
Ian.
Ewan Rayhan. Yeah. Ewan Rayhan or whatever.
He was in that. This is him. He was in that other movie with Machine Gun Kelly.
Bird Box. No, that was
no. It was called The Dirt. It was what's the name of that rock band? The Motley Crue movie on Netflix.
Motley Crue looks that cute.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even see that.
It was a good movie. It was good. I watched it on the air.
The last thing I saw him in
on my iPad. I remember, this is a funny story. I watched that movie on the iPad on a plane once. That was the only time I watched it. So I downloaded the joint because it had just been released. So I'm on the plane next to like this woman, and the very first scene in the movie was Machine Gun Kelly. He played Tommy Lee's character, and he's like going down on a girl like right in the middle of this crazy rave party, and then like she squirted all over the room, and the lady was just like, I was like, oh man, I didn't know this was gonna happen.
So this is a movie like talking about them, sort of like that Spinal Tap movie.
Okay.
Is this? I'm asking. Is that
no, that's not it. No, the movie was called The Dirt.
Oh, okay. So this is the wrong thing. Okay.
Yeah, it's called The Dirt. It was a biopic.
This is it right here, The Dirt.
You got it.
Mick Mars is who he played. Okay, this is it.
Yeah. It was a nice little movie.
I'll play this trailer right quick since it was, people was, hold on. I'll come back after that ad is done. Got about 8 seconds. And then we'll come on back.
Yeah, Machine Gun Kelly, he was born to play Tommy Lee.
Now, I'm not going to play the audio because more than likely I'm going to have to block it out due to copyright reasons. So I'll let you tell us what we're looking at right here.
Okay.
On this trailer.
It's a true story.
So,
so you get to see here, like, where Tommy Lee and all them began back in like the 70s and early 80s, and how they came together as a band. How it's, one guy knows a guy who plays guitar or whatever, then he knows another guy who plays drums, and then they eventually take off and then get caught up into, the whole rock and roll lifestyle with drugs and everything. Wearing leggings like Little Weezy.
And this is a Netflix film, which probably may have heard it because I didn't even hear about this.
Really?
No. Whereas, all these rock and roll films just came out lately that did great. What's the one where, what is it? Queen biopic?
Bohemian Rhapsody. Yeah, I didn't see that movie. The only reason I didn't see that movie is because I heard that they just made up everything. Like nothing was like actually happened. Like it didn't do justice to like Freddie Mercury, from what I'm told. Like I heard that, the performance.
Made a ton of money though. Damn,
yeah.
Down the hotel room.
Yeah, that was
rock and roll stuff, huh?
Yeah, it was a tumultuous production, Bohemian Rhapsody too, because originally Bryan Singer, the child molester, allegedly was working on it, and then they removed him from the project halfway through.
Damn. He was on crack or heroin in there?
They were on heroin tough.
Man. Now, what were they showing the X-ray? Who had an injury? Major injury.
It wasn't. Which character was it? I forget. It wasn't the Tommy Lee character. It was I think it was the blonde dude. I forget his name. But so you can see here, man, they were wilding.
And Tommy Lee, you talking about the drummer?
Yeah.
And he was with what's her name
Pamela
again?
Anderson.
Pamela Anderson.
Yeah. He was the originator of home videos. He was. They did
make that popular sex tapes.
Yeah, they did that like 6 or 7 years before Kim K and Ray J.
Yeah, they did.
They were just out on the boat doing baller shit. And I remember Pam Anderson talking about that. Like she had to explain that that movie to her kids at one point.
Right, because then they eventually got older, and then people would be like, "I saw your mom." Be like, "Huh?"
Yeah. Tommy Lee had a lot of fun in his day.
Yeah, he did, didn't he?
He's lucky to be alive.
Right.
A lot of them are.
And I'm interested to watch that movie Dirt as well. I'm gonna check that out. And,
that's good, man.
Yeah, we covered a lot of movies and shows this episode, so I hope you guys got a lot of good stuff that you all can check out. And look, I saw a couple people said they're gonna check out The Shield and a couple other things we mentioned. So that's what's up. Appreciate it. Before we get out of here, we got about another 15 minutes before we call it a night. I'm gonna put the link up here if anybody want to come, say what's up, talk about whatever's on your mind. You're more than welcome to. I'll let you talk about a little bit about what you got coming up on your.
I got a couple of episodes coming up, a couple of lives coming up on Tuesday and Wednesday. So Tuesday, I'll be joined by my friend Dr. Nicoya Williams, who is a professional life coach, and she's also she's a frequent collaborator of mine. We go all the way back to kindergarten, her and I, and we discussed hypnotherapy, where we I actually had a hypnotherapy session with her. I let her hypnotize me.
Did it work?
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah. So
we got to get into that. I always wondered if that would work, and if somebody can hypnotize me. I'm
Yeah,
scared though, because if
there's
it
a
works,
stigma. Yeah, there's a stigma around hypnosis because people, they think about like, okay, quack like a duck, hop on one leg, and bark like a dog, and all that. And really, hypnosis or hypnotherapy, it's a cousin or a sister to guided meditation, essentially.
and before you go on, let me just bring
So
this
how
up.
it goes?
Let me ask you this, because what you're saying is it's a show called The Vow and Seduced with Nexium, and they was using I forgot what she was using, but some type of something similar to that guided meditation, but they were manipulating people. So have you heard of those? Seduced or Nexium? Okay. All right, I was just asking, but so yeah, so she was able to do that and help. I'll show after you finish what I was talking about. But
Yeah, it's on my YouTube channel too. If you guys find me on YouTube, Cigar Talk on YouTube. Well, you dropped the link in, so you guys can check it out. It's called Hypnotherapy, a sister to guided meditation. But essentially, what happens is, she has a script, and you want to approach it as relaxed as possible, right? So I made sure I was relaxed as possible before I went into that. I had my tea and everything. I was ready to go. And initially, she gives you a test where you close your eyes, and then she feeds you different directives. So the first directive was, for me to hold out my hands like this with my eyes closed, and then I had to, I guess, envision her putting something in my hands, like a heavy book or something. And I naturally, my hands started to lower because I felt the weight of it, because I was prepared. So she knew then I was prepared to do it, because not everybody that goes into hypnotherapy is necessarily ready to do it mentally. Then from there, we go into the actual process where, I close my eyes, I take a bunch of deep breaths. And for those of you that don't know, I'm into yoga and meditation and stuff like that.
Oh, that remind me, I got to show you something about yoga too when we're done.
Oh, is that the thing you shared on IG earlier?
Yeah.
We can talk about that. It's 1,000% true.
It is, man. It is.
My wife's the one that got me into yoga. Every man who goes to yoga, they go there for the women first. Then they find something else in the process, because yoga is dope. But Russell Simmons talked about it for years. Like, he started going to yoga studios for the women. The yoga pants and the stretching and the bending and all that. Yeah, it's true. But anyway, she feeds me these different like affirmations and directives. And before we got into it, we talked about some of the things I wanted to work on in my life that I had frustrations with, and I think one of it was like centered around like productivity, and I think maybe like personal insecurities or something like that. So basically, when they walk you through the process, you close your eyes, she feeds you these different directives, and more or less, you're made to envision yourself like walking down a long staircase, a seemingly bottomless staircase. And what that represents in your mind is you going deeper into hypnosis. So for me, I'm walking down this long staircase, getting deeper into these different layers of hypnosis, almost like going into the sunken place, only, not quite. And by the time I get to the bottom level, I find myself in a big open field, just a very peaceful place. And then my mind is most.
Then you woke up butt naked, holding pizza.
Nah,
I'm joking.
we did all this via Zoom, so. But at that point, she starts feeding me.
But that's funny though, and interesting that she was able to do this through Zoom. I thought people had to be in person to do this.
No, you just got to be. You have to be prepared to listen, and your mind has to be ready to like accept the directives and the affirmations. So once I got into this place of extreme relaxation, she told me at one point, like, okay, I want you to try and move your arm, and I couldn't move it. So I was completely in trance, but I was not out of control, because I was still very aware of my surroundings and everything. I was aware of what I was doing and where I was and who I was talking to. And
but you couldn't move your arm.
Nope, I just didn't want to move. I was just like, okay, well, I guess I'm in this trance. Talk to me, girl. So she starts feeding me affirmations. And what stuck with me was her repeated affirmation of, confidence is your new identity. Confidence is your new identity. Confidence is your new identity. And then we started leveling back up, and I started walking back up the staircase, and then I was released from the trance. And I kid you not, the very next day, I have this big, we're in my home office here, and I had this production board over here off camera, like a little washboard with all my to-dos that I have, for work and whatnot. And I cleared that board. I put a dent in that board the next day. After I did the hypnotherapy. So for those of you that, have a stigma around hypnotherapy, I would say, do your research on it. Do it with somebody that you're comfortable with. I did that with her because, I've known her for such a long time and I trust her.
Right.
And, it was dope, man. So I'm all about like unconventional methods to supporting my mental health. That's a lot of what my show is about, in addition to like, reviews on entertainment and stuff and whatever other nerd shit I want to talk about. But it's dope, man. It's real dope.
Yeah, man. And that's actually pretty cool because our community, the Black community, don't really know anything or talk anything about that.
That's why I talk about it.
Yeah.
Not
too familiar with. I know a light, amount of stuff, but I'm not deep into that.
I'm happy to connect you with her.
I'd be interested. I always wanted to know how it would work. When we were kids, we did that light as a feather, light as a rock. You ever did that? And
it rings a bell.
So for those who don't know what I'm talking about, what we would do back when we was pre-teens and early teens is like, during drinking game or different stuff, drinking game, whatever, we would do this game called light as a feather, light as a rock. And so what you would do is get somebody to lay relaxed, just still on the floor and, with their hands by their side. And then you would get people on each side of the person and you would put your hands under their body, but only up to probably right here, this amount of hand, not your whole hand, only your tips of your fingers. And you would do it with both hands. And then everybody would be with their eyes closed, chanting, light as a feather, light as a rock. I think we would say other stuff too. And then we would start to lift. And we would be able to lift a person with just the tips of our fingers. We would all lift somebody off the ground a little bit. And then every time somebody lift, then they start, and then everybody laugh and drop them, and then they'd be messed up and start over again. But that was a way of, in a way, very small, similar of like putting somebody in a trance and kind of doing something.
Yeah, it's not a satanic ritual or anything, guys. It's a medical process, and I'm all about like unlocking parts of my brain that I necessarily haven't tapped into. And it's brought me a lot closer to like inner peace. I'm all about mastering my peace.
We used to be scared as kids, though.
I bet. But but anyway, I'm doing a show with Dr. Nicoya on Tuesday evening, I think at 7 on Facebook, if you guys want to check it out. And we'll be discussing dream interpretation this time. So
I might have to have her and you come over here and we do some of that too. We just, make it work, and I'll get some of my people come check you out. We're building a new, community. So we're gonna all build it together and get the word out, so we all rise together. But that's definitely interesting about the dream interpretation. That's something my mom used to do a lot of, and have a dream book and all that.
A lot. Yeah, I'll wake up from a weird dream and like get on the internet immediately, like, what does this mean? Because like
you ate too much beef before you went to bed, boy.
Well, dreams are just like your subconscious shouting something at you.
Right.
Like a coworker was telling me, like, this came up last week, I think around I don't know if it was like Mercury retrograde or whatever happening or ending, or the full moon or whatever. But I saw a lot of my friends on Facebook saying like, yo, I slept a full night and I feel like I haven't slept a wink. Like they just woke up exhausted, like you have sleep apnea or something. And I remember thinking to myself, like, I feel the same way, man. I feel like shit this morning. Like, I don't know what. And I went to bed early that night, the night before, but I remember having a really weird dream that I had like married my ex girlfriend, and she like dog walked me, threw me out of my house and everything, and like took all my money and everything.
So let me ask you this: you think this has something to do with like Mercury in retrograde or the moon is full? You think that has to do with how a person would dream or feel?
I think I wouldn't rule it out because I'm one of those people that does believe in like the interconnectivity in the universe and how different energies apply to our day to day lives and how it affects our.
Breaking up, we can't hear you. Uh-oh, you was telling too much info. They cut you off, man. When your mic is working, just say something, because right now we ain't able to hear you. But what I was going to say is...
Connectivity issues.
Okay, there you go. You back now. I hear you. You back? We lost you again. But while he getting his connectivity issues...
Okay, here we are.
There you go. All right.
Yeah, I do believe in that, like the interconnectivity of things. Like regardless of like what your beliefs are religiously or whatever, like I'm the older I get and the deeper I get into like just my own self-awareness and mastering my own peace, I believe that regardless of what you believe, I believe that God in his own way, however you decide to interpret it, is nature, is Mother Nature. And there's a lot of different cues in the world that definitely play its role into it, and how things occur in the world. So for example, you mentioned that I might have just had like a bad piece of fish before bed or something like that, but these things that you do while you're awake or in your sleep, they affect your mental in a great way. Like if you go to sleep with the television on, for example, you ever go to sleep and listening to something really aggressive where there's a lot of shouting or whatever, then the next day you kind of wake up in a sort of funk, you know what I'm saying? Because
I'm gonna say this one thing: I have not gone to sleep with the television off in at least 25 years.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just be real. Like, I have not gone to sleep with my TV, and most people don't, which is bad because your body actually, especially these HD TVs, your body interprets that light as it's still you don't actually go into deep REM mode sleep because it always
your energy. Yeah.
It does actually, but I have not turned. I always fall asleep with it on. Like I don't, and I was thinking about this recently. I'm wondering because I'm thinking, even though 25 years ago may have been the time, that's probably only the one time, and then before then, the shit was still on. Mm-hmm. So, like, I'm wondering, did I, as a kid, get comfortable with the TV on, maybe as a nightlight?
Mm-hmm. I think it's a lot of that. Like, yeah, I used to go to sleep and I used to listen to music in my sleep, like jazz and sometimes like alternative rock and stuff when I was a kid, and even our child, we have her listen to like classical and soft jazz and stuff in her sleep, to help with
it affects your brain.
Yeah, it helps with your mental acuity.
Yeah,
and if you're going to sleep like listening to like old Family Guy episodes and stuff, you gotta take note of like how that might affect your behavior. Or like me, sometimes I fall asleep with my earphones on. I'm listening to like JAYMOOREREVIEWS or something.
And, you gonna come out as a comedy extraordinaire.
Yeah, I'll come out making dirty ball sacks references and, and Billy Butcher and all them.
Hey, don't disrespect the Butcher, all right? Hey, I'm with the FBI.
Yeah,
I told you, don't be a cunt, all right? I got a busy job here with these soup cunts, all right? I gotta take them off. It's not easy. I got a little Huey over here. He's attached like a little baby with his blankie. Easy peasy Japanese. I cut him loose and I got to do my job, all right?
Right, but that affects your personality, though. And
I don't like to go to sleep with the TV on with a scary movie or some evil stuff playing because I don't want that type of energy,
right?
And people, devilish or zombie, and I'm sleeping hearing about
yeah. Like I started taking notice of some of that. a while back because, you know, my wife, you know, has the same kind of thing. Like she prefers to fall asleep with the television on. And sometimes I have to like either get up and turn it off after she falls asleep, or I'll just turn on something else and have my earphones in because I ain't trying to listen to that. And some things I
You
do to
don't
help.
do that. You don't fall asleep with the TV on for the most. Try not to, at least.
Oh, I do. I mean, my wife and I have been together like 6 years now, almost 7. So like it's just part of like our regular routine. But you know, I'm on a particular journey, you know, personally. Not to say that my wife, you know, is separate from that or anything like that.
Right.
But for me, like I have my own issues that I brought into, you know, our marriage that I'm trying to like reconcile now. So like having that inner peace is really important to me. So sometimes I'll put on like a meditation video, like a sleeping meditation video with just like soft music and like somebody feeding affirmations like on the audio, like you're drifting into like a deeper sleep. And I have wonderful sleep when I do that. So I would say like try going to sleep without the television on and see if you notice a difference when you wake up in the morning. Because why we're doing this dream interpretation episode is because our working theory is that we wake up so exhausted because while our bodies are resting, our minds were not.
That's true.
You know,
That's true.
yeah, because
I can understand that. Yeah, because when we sleep, you dream and your mind is still working.
Right. Well, even down to like what you eat before bed. Like if you eat too soon before bed, your body is expelling energy trying to digest. You know, that's why they say don't eat past, you know, like 7 p.m. or whatever, you know, and you know, people do like intermittent fasting or whatnot. Because again,
I like to eat while I'm in bed laying down. And as soon as I'm done, all I gotta do is this.
Roll over. Yeah.
I'm already laying on my side. Nah, I'm joking, y'all. Don't
But yeah, but like that
I'm
draws,
joking, y'all. I don't do that,
that
man.
draws
People
on your
think
body
I'm killing
energy now.
myself.
Yeah.
But my dad used to do that. But when I was growing up, yeah, he'd have like a plate of ribs. And he'd be laying on the floor with the little plate of ribs. And while he watching TV, he'd be laying like this.
He'd have the TV on. He'd have like a bowl of grits or whatever, and like
right,
and a bunch of honey brown beers.
For real.
Have a case of them nasty joints.
You're right.
And you know what? Like his health, you know, he's 71 years old now, and you know he's had a lot of health issues in his adult life. So I'm trying to avoid that.
And speaking of that sleep, I see that, and I see in the comments CJ and some other people talking about sleep apnea. Now this isn't sleep apnea. This is off of them drugs. But what would you do if you went to Subway get your food and she making the food and this is what she do? She put a little extra seasoning in there.
What is that?
She off them pills and so she falling asleep. She look at like slow motion sleep.
Sleep apnea is real too. We can talk about that for a second. I've got personal experience there too.
My brother got sleep apnea.
It was
look at her.
Jesus. Poor
now somebody's stupid to be like, I want you make me another one. Right. I would be done with that. I don't want
I'm like, you know what? I'll go to McDonald's or something, man.
Right. You know, here's what we do with yoga. How men see yoga.
All day.
Right. Men, ladies, let me know in the comments. Is this right or wrong? Is this how men see?
Man, no lies detected.
For real.
Seriously, yeah. I mean, I'm willing to bet like 90% of men that start with yoga, they start because of a woman, or because they know there's going to be a room full of women in tight ass yoga pants, just bending and breathing and exhaling, and it's a very blissful experience, man. Like,
it sounds amazing.
It is, man. Like you're in a room full of women, just breathing and stretching, and you got all that feminine energy, man. Like I prefer the company of women at this stage of my life, man. I'm happily married and all that. But, you know, I like being around like a lot of like nice, good smelling, you know what I'm saying? Peaceful, you know, educated women, you know? Like,
for real though. Like I stopped hanging out with guys in my 20s, really.
Yeah, you're not gonna get any smarter hanging around a bunch of dudes, man. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, you gotta be about something. Otherwise, just to hang out or whatever is not beneficial.
Yeah, man.
And it's too much drama. Eventually, something gonna happen. It is that and the other. And you know, women have drama, but normally they keep it with each other. They don't normally start it with a dude. Cool.
Yep, that's why also a lot of the collaborations I do on the podcast are with majority of them with women.
Yeah,
you know, I like that energy.
Yeah, and also, man, I hate to say it, but women are a little more supportive than guys. It just is. Guys will support you and show up, but then the women actually show up, comment. They even support you with money, this, that, and the other. Guys just supporting you, but don't know it costs to keep this operation running. And then when you ain't doing nothing, want to complain or want you to do more, but don't like help you be able to do it. So,
well, I think dudes like
the nurturance of women,
they're just like, how does this benefit me? Like,
I can watch it for free. Why would I help you?
Realize it or not? Like, if this isn't doing anything for me, right. And you know, I support I support plenty of brothers out there, like like-minded brothers that I know, like yourself and like some friends I grew up with and everything. But yeah, like there's a lot of knucklehead dudes that just you know, it doesn't occur to them to support. Like, I have to like program people on Instagram, like, yo, like this video. Like, I have to actually tell them, like, it costs you nothing. Please just like this video. It boosts my engagement. It's not for vanity or anything, or because I want the attention. Like, I want to build the audience, definitely. Right. But this is part of the engagement, you know, and you have to boost engagement. So please hit that like button. Please subscribe if you're rocking with my content. And I can't tell you how many dudes have come to me behind closed doors and be like, yo, man, I love what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing. But I've never liked one video. And I'm like, I never knew you even liked my stuff, man. And for the most part, it doesn't occur to them because it doesn't come naturally for men to support other men. Or like that. You know, it's, you know, so it's
not what guys do. Women would be like, girl, you looking good today, this, that. Dudes don't do that naturally.
Right.
And then like the like stuff, they don't see like if you're not gonna support financially, that's fine. At least hit the like, or at least subscribe, or at least watch the ads. Do something to help. If you like watching and enjoy it and you receive some type of beneficial entertainment or something out of it, then if you want to continue watching that, because like if I'm not getting any likes, comments, or engagement or nothing, then how do I know people are watching it? People will stop doing the YouTube.
Man,
people will stop doing it.
The misogyny series I did was what I went toe to toe with like 5 women on a Zoom, man, just talking about you know, the male and female perspective, and I held my own for like 3 hours, you know, with them, man. But if you saw like Ice Cube when he did that Fox Soul with like Vivica Fox in them, and they were just ripping them apart. He is just fending them off. He's like, yo, girl, like, chill out. yo, Vivica, chill out. It was a bit. It wasn't quite like that malicious, you know, for me. But I remember that moment. Like, yeah, man, that's how it is when you're on a live with a bunch of women, man. Like they about that action. But a lot of like
passionate, man. Women, their emotions, man. I was with Todd Thursday, and if y'all didn't check that out, we was on there for 4 hours. And
he's your most frequent collaborator, a woman.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. And we was talking, the main thing we was talking about for a while is if you dating a woman for months or even years or a year or whatever, long term, and every time you go out with her, she expects for you to pay for everything. She's never going to pay for anything or never take you out on a date. Would you perceive that as her being selfish? And I was saying, if that's how the role was going to be, then when we get to bedroom or certain things, then you're supposed to be handling business. You ain't supposed to be complaining and saying this, saying that. Otherwise, what am I paying for? Complaints?
Yeah. Well, that's like a symbiotic relationship between men and women. Like, I believe men and women naturally complement one another. Like, they're two incomplete versions of an equation. You know, man plus woman equals complete. You know,
right.
In those kinds of relationships,
the emotions and the analytics come better combined, make a complete, you know, thought.
Yeah, and
men sometimes only think of the analytical side and leave emotions out, which is why we got war in the world. Because if you thought about the emotional side, you wouldn't be killing people and stuff doing that.
And I said this on my podcast more than once, man. Like, when you get the right woman in your life, man, you succeed like immeasurably. Like, I've said this before. My salary has shot up like at least 50% since I started dating my wife. You know, because
you took it from her. No, I'm
Well,
just, I
well,
know how you took out her pocket. I got you. It's easy money. I'm looking for a wife too.
hey,
Good idea. No, but serious,
I'd
but
be happy
real
to if
talk.
my wife was getting it like that, man. But nah, like when you get in the right relationship with the right person in general, it doesn't, whether you're hetero or whatever, the pressure is off, for you to like front, and be a different version of yourself, in the dating circle, and you can focus on being your best self. So like being with my wife, I've become the
Good way
best
to put it.
version of myself. And I do what I do today, because of the support I got from that woman, because I saw things in her that I didn't see in other women. That's why, obviously I asked her to marry me after like 9 months of dating, and we've been married 5 years next summer. And so she encouraged me to do things that I wouldn't have done on my own at a certain point. Like there was a change I made in my career at one point that I wasn't going to do because I didn't believe that it was for me or whatever. And she was like, no, that's your job. You go get that. And I got it, and I've continued to ascend, in that part of my life because of the support. And it's different when you have somebody that really cares about your mental health, man. They're not just there for like, free dinner or anything
Right.
like that, So I pay for plenty of date nights. But what's different though with this relationship is that we approached this relationship from a place of foundation, because when you have your act together, you have your own apartment, you have your own financial foundation, you have your own car and everything like that. You don't need them for anything. You're there because you want to be there. And my wife was in the same position. Like she didn't need me for anything when we first started dating, and at this point, we're just there to complement one another. So one of the first cues that got me early in our relationship, that she showed me that she was different from other women, was I remember one time, like I had this couch that was like falling apart or whatever. I won't get into too many details,
We
but
ain't do Rick James, Dave Chappelle. Fuck your couch.
man, she was like, yeah, fuck that couch. She was like, yo, I'll buy you a new couch, man. Like, she
Right.
told me straight up, I will buy you a new couch. I'm like, I ain't never had that before. Like every other woman I've been with, or at least the last couple of relationships I've been with, it was all consuming. Like, it was all about what I didn't do for them, And later in life, I recognized what I could have done better in those relationships, but I made sure that I applied it to this relationship. So, for example, like there are things that she did that annoyed me early in our relationship that would have been a deal breaker for me in other relationships. And what was different here is I asked myself, how big of a deal is this really? You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's maturity kicking in.
Right. And at that point, I was like in my my later 20s. So I've been single for a few years. So I had that time to work on myself and get my career together and get my money right. And so I didn't have to like lean on any one person, to progress in life.
Right.
So getting the right partner in life is very, very paramount to your success in this world. So every shoe has a mate out there. People don't let the slim pickings out here discourage you from finding the right fit for you. That's just my 2 cents on relationship.
Hey man, that was a great story, man. I'm glad and appreciate you with sharing that. I'm sure somebody out there watching, will appreciate and look at maybe their relationships a little differently.
Mm-hmm. My wife's done the
nobody is perfect, and like you say, you thought about it. How really big of a deal is this?
Oh, she farted in front of me. Big fucking deal. You know what I'm saying?
Now, did she laugh or did she act like it ain't happened?
She just kept it moving, like, excuse me, And I was just like, yo, we just started seeing each other like a week ago. You're getting kind of comfortable. And I was just asking myself, like, okay, now some background on this. Like, my wife and I, we were friends for 3 years. She friend zoned me for 3 years before she even let me sniff it. So, so there was all that pretension. Like, we knew who we were by the time we started seeing each other. We already had we had a baseline of a relationship. So from there, we were able just to really, the chemistry it kicked off later in our relationship, and we started like getting into each other, and then we've been inseparable ever since. Like, every other woman I was talking to at that time, I cut them loose after like toward the end of the year, because I when I was with them, like I just found myself thinking like, she ain't her,
Right.
So like when like there's no time frame around it, man. Like you can propose to a woman after 6 or 7 or 8 or 9 months. Like in my case, if you know it's right, you just know it's right in your bones.
Right.
So,
That's true.
yeah.
Especially if you really spend enough time. That's really enough time to know.
Right.
Somebody. It should be, unless they, a secret agent or something.
Yeah. And my wife's a winner, man. She's got a bachelor's degree in theater arts. She's a stage actress herself, and she teaches dance. She's dope. She's a thespian Dre on YouTube.
So that might not have been a real fart. She was acting like she farted. That was a play fart.
I think she was
like, part of the new stage play.
No, I think she hit. I think that was her spraying her pheromones on me to hypnotize me or whatever. Like, you're mine now. You breathed in my farts.
It's like,
yeah. It's like,
wee wee. Give me your wee wee.
Hey, some people bury chicken bones. Other women just fart in your presence.
Right, right.
It's like Poison Ivy from Batman. She's
right. That remind me of a joke, man. When I was around 18 or 19, one of my friends was dating this one girl. She was cute. And one of my other friends, we was over at his house, and he had an older brother that was probably maybe 6, 7 years older than us. And he was crazy, man. Funny, crazy dude, off the wall, say the damnedest things. Anyway, he saw her. He was like, damn, man. This is how he talk. Damn, bro. That's new girl. She fine as hell, man.
Talk like Big Grim from Power, huh?
Yeah, this how she fine as hell, man.
Yeah.
Hey, I let her fart in my face. We like, that's where you went? That's the first thing. That's what's turning you on. She's so fine. You want her to fart in your face. That's the first thing you come to mind. Just, baby, that's made my day.
Didn't Charlamagne the guy used to say that? Like, I'll suck a fart out your ass. You're so fine, I'll suck a fart out your ass.
He say the damnest things too. Ratings.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Crazy enough to fart in my face and turn around and bite the fart. Bite the air.
Or LL Cool J. Girl, you so fine, I'll drink your bath water.
Right. Right. Get sick.
But that's real talk, though, man. Like the right woman will help you transform into your best self, man. You find yourself somebody that cares about your mental health, that cares about your well-being, and is there because they really want to see you succeed. I am where I am today because I wake up in a house that we pay for with 2 women that want me to succeed, my wife and my daughter. And, it helps me get through like all the external tormentors that are out there in the world, whether it's, politics or the racism and all that other nonsense. Like, it don't mean nothing before, what's under this roof, so that keeps me grounded.
That's true. That's true. That's what's up, man. And that's good words to live by, man. And I think we're going to leave it at that. But
yep.
Y'all check him out. I put the link in the description box and also in this chat box. Cigar Talk podcast and his YouTube channel. And
appreciate the support.
Yeah, no problem.
Close with my tagline.
Go ahead.
All right. Remember, everybody, a lack of discipline may cost you your kingdom. No sympathy for kings.
There you go.
Pow.
That's words to remember. And with that being said, we're getting ready to sign off up out of here. I appreciate all the comments, all the support, all the love. You guys been with us this whole time, this show. And, I'm working on bringing more stuff for you guys. And, appreciate you for sticking with us. And I'm out of here. Hope y'all enjoyed the show.
Peace, everybody.
Peace, everybody. And I'm out. See you next week.
Peace to you, brother. Thanks again.
Yeah, and also I want to thank you for that support super chat.
Jay Exotic, thank you.
And I'm out of here. Peace, everybody.